Sponsored by Dennis J. Courtney, M.D., Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. That's 724-942-3002 for Dennis J. Courtney, M.D.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to AM Impact on Your Health. AM Impact on Your Health, where every day our goal is to have you learn at least one thing to help you live better and longer. AM Impact on Your Health, heard each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney, and I'm with you each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. AM Impact on Your Health, where each day you'll find current medical news, knowledgeable guests, and fascinating health topics, and of course, where we do encourage you to call in to join in today. Well, it's become pretty much a monthly happening around here. We started a relationship with this fine author a number of months ago, each and every month. She keeps on coming back and titillating us even more. Today, I'm really looking forward to a discussion with none other than Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. Because she keeps talking about remedies that her grandmother taught her. I got a list, and of course she emailed me. We're going to go over 18 of her most favorite remedies. You want to keep jotting these down. I think it's going to turn out to be an interesting show today with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones talking about natural remedies that you can pursue and keep around the house and sort of deal with your own issues. Look at my list. Sleep aid, motion sickness, an upset stomach, wrinkles, sore throat, fatigue. The list goes on and on and on. We'll try to get through all 18 today. Now look, if while discussing these issues with Dr. Jones, you want to call in to ask a question or to make a comment, the number, of course, as always, will be 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. I call her Dr. Voom. Well, after all, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning out on the West Coast. She always sounds bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to me. I expect she'll be the same way today, and we'll be with her right after our first break. Dr. Susan Smith-Jones talking about natural remedies today. Now, up-and-coming shows, well, here's the way it looks for the next week or so. On Friday, you will not want to miss this show, especially if you have been tainted by the conventional medical approach to discussing salt intake. There's a salt scare out there, folks. It's been promulgated by the entire medical profession. You're not even supposed to walk into the same room, evidently, where a salt shaker may be setting for fear that it might be harmful to your health. David Brownstein is going to attack this from a completely different way. He's going to be talking about how to salt your way to health. It's the title of one of his previous 9 books, and a good one it is, too. It's been out for a while, and I did have a chance to read it when it first hit the stands a number of years ago. Dr. David Brownstein, our guest on Friday, salting your way to health. Obviously, we can't be talking about Morton's iodized salt. It's going to be another form, right? Anyway, that's Friday. Then next week, we come back on Monday talking about how you can, well, it's a pretty fancy way of saying it, sustain your weight loss. Hey, let's just prevent this yo-yo stuff going up and down, as I know so many of you face when you're trying to confront weight loss issues. We'll have an expert here. Lee Weller is going to be with us talking about sustainable weight loss, and he'll have some pretty good hints for you and tips on how to do just that. Then on Wednesday, Alan Ridgway comes back. Now, Alan's our diabetic expert here. We've had him on the show many times. He's been coming to my office for a number of years now, really sizing up people, getting them fitted for their orthopedic diabetic shoes. My goodness, he travels to people's homes to do that. And he's also been a distributor of many other products. One of the things, and it's really come up and to be an important item, we're going to start stocking these. Last time we was with us, we were talking about RTD dressings. This is a newfangled way to place a covering over top of a wound that literally could heal that wound and prevent infections. So much so that the hospitals in the area, the surgical suites, were starting to stock RTD dressings, and they were commercially available to them. We will be able, have been able to have these same dressings stocked here. Anyway, that was a previous product. RTD dressings, by the way, I'm just bringing to your attention. We've got a couple of patients with some pretty nasty wound infections that just would not heal, and we are now and will be treating them with these RTD dressings. I'll bring their progress to you as time marches on. Anyway, another product that has sort of snuck in there, as was the case with RTD dressings when we were the sole distributor. I guess we're going to use the word distributor. This is the only place you can purchase this stuff, literally, folks. Now the same will happen, at least for a while, with a new launching of a product called Simply Freeze. This is on the order of a product that I'm not that familiar with. Maybe you are, called BioFreeze. If you have muscular aches and pains, I understand BioFreeze was a pretty good product. Simply Freeze will be even better because it's a lot cheaper. We'll be talking about Simply Freeze with Mr. Alan Ridgway next Wednesday on the 13th, and that's pretty much the way things are shaping up as it stands right now. In the news, I'm always interested in articles that I come across. I'm searching the blogosphere high and low. I didn't have to search too far. I found in the local Trib Review a couple of things that tickled my fancy. One always grabs me. You know, mammograms are in the news again. They're coming at you, ladies, from another perspective. They are losing the battle. As they well know, the number of mammograms that are being sought after each and every year, that number is in decline. Women are getting smart. They're getting hep. They understand. I hope, but maybe I've been helpful in some ways of getting out this message that mammograms are not all that cracked up of what they've been proposed that they are able to do for you women. It really is a loss. It really does not detect early enough to do squat. Anyway, here's their new twist. This is from last week's Trib Review, talking about mammograms reducing deaths 30%. Now that sounds awfully titillating, does it not? I mean, if you were a female and you read that, you would think, my goodness gracious, let me call and schedule my next mammogram. Got to give you a little bit of an insight as to how you must read these articles, because as the byline states, the longest study yet to examine women who undergo mammography show that it reduces death from breast cancer by at least 30%. Now, I could get into the rest of the article, but I'd much rather point out to you how you really need to look at statements such as this. If you use the guide that is used by medicine, by the conventional medical realm, you should already know by listening to this talk show host at least that the magic number is 5 years. That you've heard me say oftentimes, if you are able to survive a cancer for 5 years and 1 day, from the perspective of the conventional medical community, you are an uproarious success. You are a home run. You are a grand slam. Now, it doesn't bespeak of the situation and your health status at 5 years and 1 day. You just have to be breathing. As long as you're breathing, you are that home run. And you are the statistic never to be discussed again. There are no such things as 7-year survival rates, 9-year survival rates. There's only 5s. 1, 3s, and 5s. 5 years and 1 day ought to do it quite nicely. And of course, by getting and having women get their mammograms, they're able to make some detection earlier, allowing the clock to run sooner and allowing the 5 days to be achievable much more frequently. This is how you can play with numbers to make a statement that you can reduce deaths by 30%. By the way, they neglected to mention when we're talking about a 5-year period of time. So I'm just bringing to your attention how you got to read these articles. I'm not going to get carried away with talking about mammograms once again, as I usually do. That'll come at another time. That usually happens, by the way, sometime right at the end of September as we go into October. It what is annually known as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So although there could be a time when I bring it up before then, it's for sure it will come up by then. But mammograms, by reducing deaths by 30%, just means it didn't reduce the deaths. It just allowed more people to make it to that 5 years and 1 day because of the potential to discover breast lesions, which then, in the treatment mode that is used to correct them, still leaves this individual having to succumb to a disease because it wasn't diagnosed early enough. Okay, climbing down off the hobby horse, folks. Look, why don't we do this? Let's take a short break. In the interim, I'm going to go find her. We know she's out there. There has been a sighting. She is always bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Dr. Vavoom, Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. Hopefully we'll be with us when we return. Talking about natural remedies today. You don't want to miss it. See you in a moment, folks.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. You become confused about how best to manage your health. It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instructions, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Have you been to the doctor lately? Was fatigue top of your complaint list? Even if your doctor asks you what you eat, the recommended 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day is a dream in your busy schedule. What have you learned of a product 5 years in the formulation that delivers 5 servings of fruits and minerals in just 1 ounce? That's right, Through the Spirit. The blessings of Through the Spirit are now formulated into a delicious whole fruit puree product rich in antioxidants and minerals. Your health is more than just a test result. It's a balance of physical, spiritual, and emotional factors. You work regularly to strengthen your faith. Let Through the Spirit help cover your nutritional needs in a convenient and cost-effective ounce a day. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Through the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. Through the Spirit, 5 servings of fruits and minerals with no added sugars. That's 1-800-442-3793 for your good health. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
I have her. Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to AM Impact on Your Health. Heard here on KHB 620 each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney, and I'm with you today on a very beautiful morning here, and I'm sure our guest is going to be brought to allow herself to have a beautiful morning when the sun finally comes up. We get with this young lady each and every month because she brings such powerful messages to us. She does it in an enthusiastic and very knowledgeable way. I think today's show might be going to be topping the list. It is just, it's a titillating discussion on natural remedies by a gal who ought to know. She's so popular. She's got 3 names. Susan Smith-Jones, doctor, coordinates. Dr. Susan Smith-Jones, our guest today, as she has been each and every month for a number of months now, and will be for more months to come. We're going to say good morning and welcome to her now. Good morning, Susan, and thanks for coming aboard today once again.
Well, thank you, Dr. Dennis. Yes, it's early here, but I'm an early riser, and this is always the highlight of my month to be with you and all of your listeners. And you know what we'll talk about today? This is the time of year when some people may be going on a vacation. You know, whether it's a family vacation or one of those resorts where you go if you're single, or maybe you're going to a class in. But I'm going to talk about surefire remedies for all kinds of traveling, whether it's pleasure or business. But these are also remedies year-round. And Dennis, there might be some people who've never heard our visits before, so I want people to know that my natural remedies are really important. I learned as a teenager when I was really sick from my dear grandmother, years of work with how to heal my body inside out. That's so. And as a result, I have never taken any medication, haven't had a cold or a flu in a quarter of a century. I always look to nature for simple things to do. Now, that doesn't mean you give up medication, but it means that there might be alternative remedies that you can use that are really effective. Since I've had a private practice, Health Unlimited, where people come to me from all over the world, or I go visit them. In fact, I just took another trip to London and working with clients there. And so people come to me to see how to be vibrantly healthy in a natural way. And on July 1st, official release of my new book called Walking on Air, the 30-day inside and out rejuvenation makeover. And last month, I told you it was just about coming out. And so now it's out, and we'll talk about that in a little bit and how you get it. But you can also go to my website, which is my name, Jones.com, and you can click on the table of contents. Lots of information that tells you about the book. And if after our discussion today, Dennis, they want 4 immediate natural remedies, my current July newsletter, right there, you click on the button that's on my photo on my homepage. It will give you fabulous extra natural remedies.
Outstanding. By the way, another book launched. How many does it make it now, Susan?
This is 27.
27 books.
Well, you know, that includes several booklets. I have a whole series of booklets on natural remedies, 48-page full-color booklets. And get out a pen and paper, because if you purchase Walking on Air, it doesn't cost that much. And by the way, it was in the top 100 of Amazon last week, and it's moving up quickly. And people have purchased it all around the world because it's timeless information that everyone around the world.
Walking on Air. You got to tell me that title. What's it alluding to? Walking on Air. What do you mean?
Walking on Air. Well, the subtitle is Your 30-Day Inside and Out Rejuvenation Makeover. And this is a program that is based on my decades of work with thousands of people. It's been tested on thousands of people. And I offer a 30-day, step-by-step, simple to follow, life-changing program for a healthier, happier, and more successful you. And for each of the 30 days, 30 chapters, and it's not a big book. It's 100 pages. I offer one simple practice that will help you focus on total wellness.
All right. Well, folks, www.susansmithjones.com is her website. You also have a phone number. Why don't we give them that phone number, too, so that they can call up. Those that don't have computer access still won't be locked out of your system. They'll be able to...
That's so right. Because I'd rather call and talk to a live person than order online, actually. I'm old-fashioned that way. And the number is in Philadelphia. In fact, it's a company that purchased first 10,000 copies of my book. And when anyone purchases a copy of Walking on Air, and it's $15.95, that's it, for a life-changing program, then you'll get a bonus gift of my most popular booklet, CD combo called Nature's Medicine Chef. It has my whole personal program. So you purchase Walking on Air, you get the bonus gift free. Here's the toll-free number, 1-800-522-9971. 1-800-522-9971. And they open at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's on our side of the country.
Yeah, because if you call now, you won't be able to get the offer. You've got to call 8:30 and 5, Monday through Friday. And again, if you have a computer, to learn all the information about my book that you won't want to miss the lives of each other. Because you'll learn if you want to ban the food, if you want to do really hot superfood. I don't mean spicy hot, but the speed that everyone should want to lose weight. Join my Eagle Club. You can learn about the dairy that you should keep your mind sharp, about a smoothie that will make you lose weight. And you'll also learn about one of my clients who was enthusiastic hot dogs. I talked about this on a radio show called Post to Post George Norrie 2 nights ago, and it's a funny story about this client and how I helped him get rid of his addiction. And also in my July newsletter, you'll learn about the best fruit. And I'll tell you right now, it's spelled something. Most people think bells are a vegetable, but they're a fruit. And you'll learn why July is the best month of the year. Make a fresh start with your program, even better than January, which is why Walk on Air is just looked at the summer. So in 30 days, you will be happier, more successful, have more vitality, lots of joy, look younger, and less down to earth by anxiety and physical complaints, and you'll feel like you're walking on air.
All right. I sure hope they all take you up on your offer and either call at number 800-523-9971 or, of course, Susan's website at www.susansmithjones.com.
You know what? Let me say one more thing before we get into the nitty-gritty here of these natural remedies. My newsletter is free. Sign up, and it's free. Now you could read it every month without signing up, but when you sign up, then everyone is automatically entered, and you sign up by clicking a button right there in the sidebar. And when you sign up, you're automatically entered through a weekly drawing where I call you, and we have a 30-minute visit about whatever issues are going on in your life. And if you have no issues and no health problems, we can just talk for 30 minutes. And I do the drawing every Thursday morning. So make sure you subscribe to the newsletter today. But, you know, the drawing last week, I picked somebody who is a specialist at the embassy in Baghdad. That was I just drew the name. And I called. First of all, I emailed and said, you're the winner. Do you have a telephone number? And I got his telephone number. And, of course, it was a 2-hour visit, not 30 minutes. And boy, oh boy, did I learn things about this person. And then that's the most dangerous embassy, U.S. embassy in the world. And anyway, and he had some health issues that I helped.
Outstanding.
So make sure you sign up today. Subscribe to my newsletter, and you might be the winner tomorrow morning.
Well, I hope they take you up on it. And by the way, Bill, this is a way to give. This is Bill's our station manager out here. So, you may be getting a call. He just needed a reason to do it. So, look out, Bill. Bill will be calling soon. All right, let's get into what you call the nitty gritty, because I think this topic is a topic that all listeners would be interested in. You sent me a giant list, and it's sort of one that you said, hey, look, I can talk about these remedies over and over again all day long. Tell us about the origination of these remedies. I keep thinking, and I guess I've been right, that this all started with Grandma way back when you were a teenager or a child or something, and you've just done nothing but build upon what Grandma started way back when. Am I right?
That's right. You know, she was like a Native American Indian healer. Now, she was from Denmark. She wasn't Native American Indian. She knew how to live close to nature. Taught everything that she knew. She was so wise. And lots of her wisdom, along with my mom's, is in my new book, Walking on Air. But she taught me how I look at nature for everything. And most of us travel. Now, maybe it's a day trip. Maybe it's a 2-week summer vacation. You know, maybe it's traveling for business. And when you travel, prevention is always important. But when those pest ailments get you down, here are the natural remedies that I highly recommend. And again, I keep them all the time in my home nature's medicine chest. And the first one is an overall superb immune booster. Now, I've got 18, and if we got through half of them today, then next month, you know, it might be August 2nd, we can go through the rest, and then the following month we can go through even more natural remedies for whatever ails you. But let's start with the first one. And it's an and by the way, all of them are in my Walking on Air book, and the booklet, the bonus gift that comes with Walking on Air free when you purchase it at that toll-free number. So the first one, I would never go on vacation without this Chinese herb. It's a highly regarded immune system tonic, and it's scientifically proven, used thousands of years. It boosts your stamina, promotes energy, strengthens your resistance to illness, and I take it every day because it's an adaptogen, which means you take it daily as an excellent immune booster, kind of like a ginseng. And it will definitely keep you healthy and reduce unwanted downtime. So if you're on the edge of your seat, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you got to tell me now.
Yeah. It's a Chinese herb called Guang Qi, but the common name is astragalus root.
Astragalus.
A-S-T-R-A-G-A-L-U-S. Now, on my website, you can go to the search bar and you can put in astragalus, because I've written about it lots. I've even created a recipe to make astragalus butter, kind of like a replacement for peanut butter that you can use to boost your immune system. You can get it in capsule or liquid form or powder form. And I always take extra capsules before and during my flight, because you know how nasty the air could fly. And again, it's an adaptogen, which means you take it every day. Unlike echinacea golden seal, which you take at the first sign of maybe not feeling well or getting a sore throat or having achy muscles, and you take that for a short amount of time. But astragalus, many doctors use every day to stay healthy, because they're around patients who are sick. And I've taken astragalus in liquid and capsule form. I take it every day for 40 years.
Wow. Well, that's...
So astragalus root is great. Again, all of this is on my website. And on my website, in the July newsletter, you'll want to read about Schizandra, S-C-H-I-Z-A-N-R-A. It's right in the July newsletter, and I tell you why that's also an excellent adaptogen. But you can go to the website to check it out. So number one...
Good one. That's a good one. The concept between adaptogen and the differentiated between this golden seal and echinacea, which people are very familiar with, but it is true. You take at the first sign, not as a preventative, but this is the preventative that you take every single day.
I do, and most holistic health medical doctors and other health professionals also take it every day. Now, it's also, just by the way, it also is the best remedy to boost your immunity against colds and flus. It kills all kinds of infections, from viruses to bacteria to fungal infections, and it helps heal bronchitis and pneumonia, and it's also now showing scientific studies great promise as a way to prevent cancer. So you can definitely go to my website, go to the search bar, and put in the word astragalus root, and you'll see many references to it. So you can read more about it. But there's a whole section on it in the booklet you can get free when you purchase Walking on Air at that number. Okay.
All right.
Remedy number 2.
Yeah, and everybody comes to me asking me about this, and I'm anxious to hear what you have in the way of it, because I get asked one every 5 actually has this problem. How can I get to sleep?
All right, whether you're on vacation or not. Now, this is great, but when you're in a new environment or a new guest, and, even if you're on vacation and think you're going to be relaxed, you might have a problem going to sleep, because often when you're in a new environment, it's more difficult. So there's a wonderful herb that is superb for insomnia, and it's called valerian root. And again, I write about it in detail in the booklet, Nature's Medicine Chef. But studies have shown that valerian aids sleep as well as, and often better than, pharmaceutical sedatives and without being addictive. In a study I read Dennis last month that was published in the European Journal of Medical Research, investigators gave 202 insomniacs valerian or a Valium-like tranquilizer. And after 6 weeks, both treatments were equally effective. But, I would rather choose a natural herb than something that could be very addictive. So studies absolutely show that valerian works, and it's been widely used safely for hundreds of years. But let me just say this. Raw valerian root smells and tastes really terrible. It's like funky socks. So I would say pills, capsules, rather than a liquid is more palatable. And I always take valerian root capsules on vacation with me. Because the last thing you want to go away on vacation or traveling for business is not being able to sleep.
Yeah, taking something pungent or whatever bad tasting, huh? Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Well,
if you take it in capsule form, you don't taste it.
Gotcha. Hey, people are knocking on the door, Susan. They're trying to get it. You don't mind taking questions, do you?
Oh, never.
Hey, we got knockers on the door. Come on the store. You're with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Dr. Courtney, and good morning to your guest.
Yes.
I was wondering, and you have a few minutes, if you would address, or your guest would address the natural remedies of taking fish oil in light of what was mentioned last Friday's show about fish oil. Now, this is in light of, we know about the mercury poisoning and mercury contamination, and also if you're headed to surgery, you lay off for a while before surgery. But would your guest address this, or would you address the...
Now, let me just take that for one moment, okay? Let me try this one, Susan.
Yes.
I think I lit a little bit of and I did it on purpose. I'm just back from a conference, and a very famous author is holding this conference. In fact, I'm going again next week. But there's a new thing, and you may not be aware of it, but I let it out to all of my listeners last week. I've got a number of phone calls here in the office, and I promise you out there, listeners, that a show is upcoming before the month is out on this issue that fish oils are now out.
Total.
Out. They are out because it's not a matter, and I'm not talking about the mercury component that is oftentimes given as a reason why a particular product may be inferior because it just wasn't purified enough. I'm talking about the number of carbons in this long fatty acid actually becomes injurious. So it's not as though it's degrees of how healthy one oil can be over another. It is the fact that fish oils are harmful. And I promise you, before the month is out, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have that discussion, and I'll bring to you the products and substitutes and the science. And I'm telling you, there is strong science behind the statements that I make. And so I'm sorry that we won't be able to get into it today, but I have a special guest I want to bring to discuss it, and we will be talking about it. Fair enough?
one more question. What about eating sardines and getting your fish oil naturally through your food?
Well, with foods and with fish, obviously they're going to have a high concentration of the omega-3s, but but you're going to have to limit your fish intake, not because of the mercury issue. I'm saying to you that what's the difference between eating fish or having the fish oils? Those long chain fatty acids are harmful. And let's get into the science behind it, and then let you make the decision on how you want to handle it. But I'm going to bring in the science, okay?
Okay. Well, it'll be sometime this month.
It'll be. I promise you. I promise you, it'll be this month.
All right.
All right, Susan.
We'll tune in.
All right, keep on listening.
Dr. Dennis, I've been saying that for 10 years about this fish oil.
Oh, you have?
Hey, coconut oil is a medium-chain fatty acid. And so I write about that on my website. And as well, to get a good source of omega fatty acid, in addition to that seed, there's that seed that I write about in detail in my July newsletter on my website. It's the chia. I tell you why it's something that I've added to my diet for decades.
That's it. Is it that little dog plant that I keep seeing?
It's the chia.
Yeah, is that it?
You can sprout chia seeds, but you can also get it in the powder form. You can put them in smoothies. And there's a way to use chia seeds to help absolutely lose weight. Anybody wants to lose a few pounds or a lot of pounds, please read my July newsletter. It's right there on the home page of my website. All right, let's go back to the remedies for when you're traveling.
Oh, yeah, traveling. And this one, a lot of people can't handle the car. Airplanes, get me. And by the way, anytime I get into a boat, we got trouble.
Yeah, I'm with you, and it's often a middle ear thing, and I'm with you on that. I'm the same way. But for all kinds of nausea, ginger definitely wins the prize. Whether morning sickness or motion sickness, ginger needs to be your first resort. Now, there was a study published in Obstetrics and Gynecology, and researchers gave nausea-plagued pregnant, say that women, ginger powder, 1 gram a day, not a lot, or the placebo. And in the latter group, the placebo group, 28% reported relief. But in the ginger group, the figure was 88%. So you want to use the dose given in the study, or you can brew a tea bag, or you can use 2 teaspoons of freshly grated ginger root per cup of boiling water. And I always take 1 to 2 capsules 1 hour before flying. See, I used to bring my ginger smoothie. Can't bring those on the flight anymore. Or if I'm going for a long drive and I'm not behind the wheel, because that makes the difference, then I always take extra capsules every 2 hours during a flight or drive, especially if there's turbulence or a curvy road. And we've talked about this before, Dr. Dennis, and I have it right in front of me. It's my glass. I'm tapping. I make a big quart of ginger water, hot water, every morning. I take my glass teapot, put in almost 2 quarts of purified water, and then I take 3 to 4 coins of ginger root from the refrigerator, cut them off about 1/4 of an inch, put them in the water, and bring it to a boil and simmer it for 3 minutes. And then, of course, I pour that into a cool glass of green tea, because you don't want to drink boiling water. And this is my morning drink that I then continue to drink throughout the day, because ginger is also anti-inflammatory in your body. Boosts your circulation, boosts your immune system, and is great for the body.
The natural,
with nausea, it's great to have every day. Find ways to put it in your recipe.
Natural COX-2 inhibitor, as a matter of fact, which is a whole class of drugs invented with the concept of providing you in an unnatural way what naturally comes to you in the form of ginger. I'm surprised to hear. I mean, I can imagine you like walking up to get on a flight. How many different little vials do you have to have on you to get through? And do you go, let me ask you this, do you go through the puff machine, or do you get patted down and keep it clean?
I go through that machine.
So,
I would, just because studies are now showing that, did you hear it last week all over the national news, that there is the radiation from those machines. And there hasn't been enough studies done long enough to show the potential danger. So, you know what? No, I don't like habitat. That's the way I would go. And I always go, and I take a little carry-on. It has, you know, my little liquid extracts of Zandra and astragalus root and valerian, and, you know, I take capsules of ginger with me, and I always get funny looks, but that's all right. You know, I haven't been sick in a quarter of a century.
And TSA waves you right through. They never question about these substances at all?
Well, I always put a couple extra copies of my book in my suitcase, and if they start to question me or wonder, say, hey, here's my latest book. Would you like this copy? Then they let me write too.
I'll be a son of a gun. Good thinking.
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
All right. So I like the idea of the ginger, and surprised to hear that it's how you start your day every day with this ginger root tea that you make. And
because, see, right after this visit, I'll go out and do a hike, and I work out really hard, and then I'll lift weights. And while all of that is great for your body, it causes inflammation in your body. So it's always good to drink green tea before you work out. Green tea helps you burn fat easier in your body as a fuel source, which means it will help you lose weight. And that's combined with my ginger. And I use my ginger tea, you know, that goes for it, when it's chilled, as the liquid base for the smoothies I make quite often.
Gotta find out those recipes for your smoothies. It sounds like fun.
Yeah, well, you know, I've got right on my website, I've got up in the navigation bar, I've got a recipe section, but in the July newsletter, you definitely want to read the three recipes. One berries, one has blackberries in it, and the third one, I'm not going to tell you. It's a surprise, but it will help you lose weight and boost your energy.
All right, why don't we do this, Dr. Susan Smith-Jones? Why don't we take a short break? When we come back, we have a long list. We're never going to get through them today, but
3 hours this morning.
And why don't we just take that break? When we come back, we'll start with number 4. I'll already let the folks know out there. Number 4 is going to be about sunburn and what you do about it. Now, you're this Scandinavian blonde bombshell, and I'm guessing, living on the West Coast, these issues are something you have to deal with all the time. So let's take that break. When we return, we're going to find out how a Scandinavian deals with sunburn, which I'm sure she gets all the time.
Want to help your family eat healthier? Instead of learning to disguise tofu in wondrous ways, how about some real nutritional power? If your family has the typical American palate for fries, pizza, and burgers, giving your family the blessing of good nutrition is a struggle. Fruit and Spirit is the answer for your family's nutritional needs. Fruit and Spirit is an all-natural, whole fruit puree made from fresh fruits native to the Holy Land with alkalizing minerals. Fruit and Spirit was 5 years in the formulation, the work of a team of top nutritional experts with independent science to confirm its antioxidant power. 1 ounce a day provides the equivalent of 5 servings of fruits and minerals. Fruit and Spirit is convenient, affordable, and delicious. Even your picky family will sing the praises of Fruit and Spirit. Give your loved ones the blessing of good nutrition. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Fruit and Spirit, a blessing for your good health. That's 1-800-442-3793. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. If you become confused about how best to manage your health, it's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instruction, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you were looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to AM Impact on Your Health. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney with you, as I am each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. Today we're with a grand old friend. Each and every month she brings us interesting discussions. This one, I think there's none been more interesting than this, and it looks as though this could go on forever, folks. We're talking to Dr. Susan Smith-Jones about natural remedies. Dr. Jones, you still with us, my dear?
I'm with you, yes.
All right, we're going to pick up where we left off. We've already made a commitment, you and I, that wherever we get on this list, we're not going to finish it, I know, and that we're going to meet again on August 3rd. That's going to be your return visit with us, right?
Right, sounds great.
August 3rd. So, folks, don't feel as though we're going to cut you out of the loop and anything. Grandma taught her these, and we're going to pick up where Grandma left off.
But if you don't want to wait till next month,
That's right. You can get the book.
get the booklet. It's the bonus just free when you purchase Walking on Air at that toll-free number. And my website has a lot of this information.
Okay, we move on now. We're to the next one on our list of 18. And it is one that I'm guessing, because you're a very attractive blonde. However, you live on the West Coast. Sun abounds you. Do you run away from the sun? Do you avoid the sun? How do you handle sun issues? And I'm guessing you do get burned. What do you do when you get sunburned?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't get sunburned because that's not good for your skin. But I think we've become a country that is so afraid of the sun, and you actually do want to get reasonable amounts of sun to get that good vitamin D, and for many other reasons in your body, like to build strong bones and everything else. But when you do get a sunburn, you want to spray it with lavender. Now, it's the perfect antiseptic, cooling herb that relieves sunburn pain and also protects against secondary infections. So here's what you do. Take an 8-ounce little spray bottle and fill it with cold water and add 5 to 6 drops of the essential oil of lavender. It's easy to get at any health store.
Okay.
Shake it well, and you spray it on the sunburned area, soothing relief. Now, and also, if you want to sleep well, every single night I put 4 drops on my pillowcase. I always have a little face cloth that you use in the bathroom. I have it on my pillowcase so I don't ruin the pillow or the pillowcase with the oil, but that will also relax you and help you sleep better.
Another one. I'm just looking at this list. You take the astragalus every day. You're drinking ginger tea. You're spraying lavender before you go to bed. It's unbelievable.
You know
What's going on, Susan? Come on, really.
How long does it take to open a little bottle cap and sprinkle a little lavender on your pillowcase? Now, I'd rather spend 10 extra minutes a day with these things and never be sick, never meet the doctor, and look 20 years younger than my age, and have lots of energy and free from depression, like I'm walking on air every day. So, it might take a little bit of time in your day, but it's so little. And once you add things in, then they become a routine. Then it gets, it becomes easier.
It is just fascinating. Okay, we're moving on.
All right, now this next one, and often people will get an upset stomach or an upset tummy. And especially when you're traveling, you're often sampling different foods, and often much more than your body needs. So if you have an upset stomach, let's say you have lots of gas, flatulence, you want to go for supplements. Because you might remember this at your age. In ancient Greece, the people chewed a sprig of mint after feast to settle the stomach. And that was a tradition involved to our after-dinner mints or mint tea. So if I get indigestion, I go actually out into my garden, pick some peppermint, chew on the leaves, or I make peppermint tea. Now, sage tea and cinnamon tea, or simply putting a cinnamon stick in water or tea will also give you the same result. Help to swell an upset stomach. And it works beautifully. And see, all these natural remedies, they don't have nasty side effects. They're inexpensive. And most people, like the cinnamon and the ginger would already have, these things already in the home.
Okay, well, I would say that I'm right on target. I would have probably guessed mint could be included. How about licorice?
Ooh, licorice is good for your blood sugar level, and it also is beneficial if you want to lose some weight. Now, like the peppermint. Now, I've said peppermint is good for an upset stomach. That doesn't mean you should eat a pound of chocolate peppermint every single day. Similarly, licorice. Now, you can get it in capsule or liquid form. You can also get it in candy form. And a little bit of licorice is great, but that doesn't mean you should eat a whole bag of licorice candy because it's probably very high in sugar.
Could you use sambuca or anisette? Isn't that a good way to get your licorice?
Yes, exactly.
All right. I think that's a wonderful way to get it. It's a great after-dinner liqueur.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Moving along. And
perfect. All right, number 6. If you have achy joints or muscles, see, often when you travel, you might be walking a little bit more on vacation or hiking or other new activities that aren't part of your normal life. And if this results in achy joints or muscles, or if you have arthritis, red pepper, like cayenne, might be your best bet. Because the compound that gives red pepper or cayenne its fiery flavor called capsaicin, and you can do a search on my website on this. It's a potent topical pain reliever, and when rubbed on the skin, you do often find these over-the-counter topical creams, it causes a mild superficial burning, but that sensation sensitizes the nearby pain nerve and soothes the pain in the deeper tissues. So you could buy an over-the-counter capsaicin topical cream, but I take my favorite lotion, which is usually a lavender or chamomile lotion, and I sprinkle a little bit of cayenne in it, just a little. You don't need a lot. And I rub it on the sore muscles or my achy joints, and it works wonders. Now, turmeric also is excellent for achy joints, or if you have arthritis. Turmeric is that spice that everyone knows, and that golden color spice used in Indian and Middle Eastern cuisine, and it's also one of the best anti-inflammatories in the world. When people come to see me in my private practice and they have achy joints and arthritis, I make sure that they go immediately on turmeric, and across the board it works well for everyone. And by the way, if you have cold feet, you can take that cayenne lotion and rub it on your feet so it warms the bowels.
The turmeric is taken orally or topically?
No, turmeric, that's a good question. No, you ingest it, and you can get it in capsule form or liquid form. Now, we're not going to get to it now, but on August 3rd, I'll talk about valley belly, or also we know it as traveler's diarrhea.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll talk about how you must always take turmeric with you, especially when you travel to a foreign country, and how it will help that immediately. So you'll have to stay tuned for that on August 3rd, or get Walking on Air and then the bonus book that comes with it.
Okay, this one, we're in our summer mode here, and I don't know so much about the West Coast, but we're plagued with mosquitoes and biting insects.
Listen, we're no different out here.
Okay.
Brentwood in Los Angeles. So if you get mosquito bites or bee stings, you can stop the stinging and itching of a mosquito or bee bite if you rub it with a raw onion. I know it sounds weird.
No.
You cut the onion, like a white or a red onion, and you rub that onion on your bug bite, and you will marvel at its anti-inflammatory powers. In fact, onions are such a powerful anti-inflammatory that doctors recommend them for asthma sufferers who want to breathe freely. And let's say you swim in an ocean or a pool and you get an earache. That's pretty common. And my ears are really sensitive. Or if you're listening to too much loud music, try onions again. You cut an onion in half and blanch it for about 3 minutes in boiling water and wrap the onion in cheesecloth and hold it to your ear. And the hot sulfur compounds in the onion provide soothing relief. And this remedy works fast, 10 minutes.
Wow.
And by the way, I've got lots of other natural remedies having nothing to do with traveling, definitely on my website. So now we've covered 1 through 7. I think our time is almost...
Yeah, you know what? I think it's so appropriate that you picked up on the time issue, because I don't want to get into one of these and have to sort of abruptly end it, and then people will hang in. Let's just say we've got a list. We're at number 7. The list that we have goes to 18. I got a feeling this list is like a never-ending list. It could be 118.
In subsequent months, we'll talk about different natural remedies for everything. You know, if you want to look younger and have more energy and lose weight, I'll give you all the best natural remedies. But in the meantime, check out SusanSmithJones.com. Subscribe to my newsletter. It's free. You might win the drawing, tomorrow or in an upcoming Thursday, and I'll call you. That would be great. And check out the July newsletter, and especially the Eagles Club, and eat about the chia seed and the smoothies to help weight, and how to ban the blues instantly in 10 minutes of something you can do that's in my July newsletter. And if you want to get walking on air, your 30-day inside and out rejuvenation makeover, it's the perfect time of the year to read this and go on this simple 30-day program.
Okay.
Call 1-800-523-9971, and with each purchase, you get a free bonus copy of my booklet, Nature's Medicine Steps.
All right, Susan. There you have it, folks. The first installment of Natural Remedies. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. The only one you caught me off guard with was that raw onion, but she'll always catch me off guard, folks. You have an enjoyable day. I'll see you again on Friday. David Brownstein talking about salting your way to health. Until then, this is Dr. Dennis Courtney with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones saying so long for AM Impact on Your Health.
AM Impact on Your Health is sponsored by Dennis J. Courtney, M.D., Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. That's 724-942-3002.